Welcome back to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Friday morning and we've got some massive things coming up today. We've got the Ruben Amorim presser coming in the afternoon. Yes, what will he be like in his first press conference as Man United manager? Which players is he going to be picking and what position? Everyone wants to know. That presser is going to be absolutely sensational this afternoon. We will hopefully try and bring you some highlights of that presser later on today. But in today's show, we're going to be focusing on Ruben Amorim's interview with Gary Neville, and we're going to be talking about Rashford and Casemiro, who went off on holiday to the USA whilst Ruben Amorim is preparing for his first game this weekend. We're going to be talking about that and lots more in today's show, so make sure you stick around, make sure you hit the like button on this video. And if you're not already subscribed to the Man United stream channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. We are one of the fastest growing Man United fan channels out there, so hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and more from one single daily dose. So 2 PM today is the first press conference of Ruben Amorim, the new Man United manager. He will of course talk about the players, who he's going to play with, who he's not hopefully, and tell us a bit more about what he's going to be looking at for this team going into this game on the weekend. It's going to be a huge game. All eyes of course will be on Ruben Amorim and how he lines up the team. Many fans have already been out there discussing how it should be lined up, who he should play, who he shouldn't play. We all have our opinions, and of course we respect every single one of those. I mean, there's lots of you still saying they should play 4 at the back, some people saying that he should play 3 at the back. We kind of know that he will be playing a 3 at the back. Not sure who that 3 will be, but it'd be very interesting to see who he picks. Then of course the midfield will be really interesting. We know his options going forward are limited. He's got a few players to pick from, but we're not quite sure how he's going to line them up and where he's going to put them. It'll be interesting to see what his take is on this United team. He of course has been watching these players play for a number of weeks or months, so he knows exactly what to expect from these players. He knows whether they're in form, whether they're not in form, whether they will do a job for him and what kind of job they'll do for him. Let us know in the comments below what you think should be the lineup for this coming game this weekend. What formation should he play and what should be our striking formation? Now, Ruben Amorim has given his first interview outside of the Manchester United bubble, and it is to Sky Sports and Gary Neville, the ex-Man United player, defender, whatever you want to say, icon, legend, whatever it is. But he has spoken with Ruben Amorim and has grilled him on what he's going to be doing going forward. I wasn't too impressed with the interview. You'll get to see the full interview later on today, hopefully probably tomorrow morning. But I wasn't impressed for what I've seen. I just do not like Gary Neville questioning new managers. I just feel like he puts them on edge. He asks some questions that sometimes you don't want your manager to be faced with. And if he's going to give a hard time to the new United manager, what do we expect of the press? The press that has always been out for United, always got the daggers out for United. I just feel it opens the gates for them to come in and completely walk all over the Man United manager. We've got to put some respect on this title. We've got to make sure that the press respect Man United managers and know that they can't walk into that press room and start asking silly questions. We all remember the times, and if you don't remember the times, go onto YouTube and type in Sir Alex Ferguson press conferences and you will see that he had the press on lockdown, would not take any crap from any of the journalists out there. And right now, in this current era, I feel that Man United managers just get walked all over by the press. And look, that was one thing that I defended Ten Hag over, because I felt like press just were all over him at the wrong times. And someone like Gary Neville should have a little bit more respect for the manager, or at least make the questions slightly more respectful for the manager. That's my personal thought on it. You might have a completely different opinion, and that is fine by us. You might think Gary Neville did a decent job and it's great to have the manager there and you should actually pressure them into answering the questions. I'm not quite sure. I think he should have had a bit more respect for Ruben Amorim and essentially give him a bit of leeway, because he knows it's a difficult job as a manager of Man United currently in this current climate. And talking about it being a difficult job, we've had a fallout from Marcus Rashford and Casemiro both going off to the USA on holiday this week. Yes, this week. Rather than staying back at Carrington, training hard, making sure that they make a good impression on the new manager, they've both jetted off. They've both jetted off to the US on holiday. Rashford has gone off to, I don't know, to see some NBA matches, and Casemiro went off to Florida with his family, a Disneyland trip. Now with Casemiro, I can kind of let him off. He's gone off on a family holiday. He knows there's lots of games coming up now, back and forth, so he's not going to get any time, even during Christmas, to see his family, so why not take him away? But Rashford? Really? Rashford on his own going off to see NBA matches? What is the point? We are languishing in 13th in the Premier League, and these guys are seeing it as okay to go off on holiday. That's the last thing that these players should be thinking of. They are actually being paid to go off jet setting around the world rather than training and working hard. And that's something that was brought up in the Sky interview. Gary Neville directly asked Ruben Amorim what he thought of that, and Ruben Amorim didn't really give a direct answer. Of course he's not. Of course he's not going to throw everybody under the bus right now. He's not going to. Maybe behind the scenes he is, but in front of the press he couldn't give a clear answer to what he thinks should be done with those two players. Personally, I think those players should have better sense. They should not be putting the manager or the club in this kind of situation. They should be thinking of it themselves, thinking, wait up, new managers come in, do we really want to go on holiday? We've got literally a few days before we go back into the Premier League. It's going to be very hard. We're going to have lots of games. We need to be prepared. Rather than just messing about, going on holiday, we need to show our commitment. We need to show the fans our commitment. We need to show the new manager our commitment to the club. That is my thoughts on it. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about this whole story about Rashford and Casemiro going off on holiday. Do you think it's okay? Are you happy with them doing that? Or do you feel they should have stayed back and actually worked hard in training and given a good impression to the new managers, thinking, right, okay, these guys actually mean business? I personally think Ruben Amorim is going to have his work cut out with these prima donnas in this team right now. These players simply do not care about the club, and we've known it for some time. The fans see it week in, week out, and we need to put a stop to it. And this manager has to be the one who puts a stop to it. Either he takes him out of the team, either he brings in replacements, we're not sure, but he has to do something to put a stop to this kind of behaviour. Make sure you hit the like button on this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You're watching the Man United Stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans.